everyone. I am Connie Zach, co-owner of Sunlighten. Welcome to Sunlighten Spotlight. I'm so excited to interview our guest today. Our special guest is Catharine Arnston. She is CEO, founder, and chief scientific officer of ENERGYbits, which is this amazing company that's dedicated to providing tiny bits of algae as nutrition. And I've actually, full disclosure, I started taking some on Monday. So I have a lot of questions.
I started taking them 12 years ago.
Well, that's perfect. We have a brand new apprentice and we have a master.
That's right. I'm a master of algae.
Master of algae. I know. I have so many questions. So welcome, everyone, and welcome, Catharine, to Sunlighten Spotlight.
Thank you. So great to be here because I've admired your work and your product for years as well.
Well, thank you. Well, let's start. Your story, your backstory is so interesting. There's actually some very similar parallels to Sunlighten's backstory as well. But I really want to hear about your sister and the journey you went on, and then how did you find algae?
I know. Well, it's quite a story because you don't turn into the America's algae expert, or they call me the algae gal now. So
I love it.
That's my new moniker.
I love it. The algae gal. I love it.
I like it because it's welcoming. It's not too pretentious. Anyways, so I live in Boston, Massachusetts. I've been here 33 years. I'm actually Canadian by birth, and all my education was done in Canada. All my family's still in Canada. And I mention that because when I had a corporate career, I was briefly, for a few years, I was a publisher of Interior Design magazine. I'll go back about why that is important to what we're doing now. But basically, international business, nothing to do with nutrition, nothing to do with healing. And then 13 years ago, my younger sister in Canada developed breast cancer. Now, I want to assure everybody, first of all, that she's fine. And she's been cancer-free for 11 years, and we celebrate every year. Well, not recently with COVID, but
right.
At least not in person. So when she was preparing for her chemotherapy, her oncologist, which is a cancer specialist, recommended that she change her diet to an alkaline diet. Now, they didn't tell her what an alkaline diet was or why it was good for her. By the way, her oncologist was a woman, and I attribute that partly to the reason why she was so aware of the impact of nutrition on your health, because it's not something your average oncologist here in America would suggest. So anyway, when she got home, and the first call was to me, her big sister who loves her, who said, what's an alkaline diet? And I was like, I have no idea. I'm Miss MBA doing international business, but I'm also an excellent researcher and I can find out anything. So I said, hold tight, I will find this out and we will go through this together. So I just Googled alkaline diet, you still could, and it's basically foods that are loaded with chlorophyll and phytonutrients in particular, because those have been proven to build your immune system. Algae is the most alkaline food in the world, and it has the highest concentration of chlorophyll in the world, 500 times more than arugula. So I'm giving a little spoiler there. So anyways, I found a bunch of foods for my sister to eat, ones that she should abandon. She did go through chemo, and she did get out of her breast cancer situation and is still cancer-free. Now, in the process of helping her learn about this alkaline food, I ended up reading probably about 10 books. I went into the NIH library online and must have read about 100 papers on the importance of plant-based nutrition and the healing benefits of plants. And I thought, my gosh, why isn't anybody talking about this? Now, you have to remember, this is 13 years ago. Nobody was talking about plant-based nutrition. Sort of, I'm sure, how with your story, when you started your company, nobody was talking about saunas.
23 years ago, nobody knew what infrared was, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's mainstream, which is great. And we're thrilled about it. But it's so when you're, when I discovered this, I truly felt a responsibility that once I had been thrown into this soup of knowledge, that I got to do something about this. Now, I had, again, no nutrition background, no science background, but I'm a very passionate person, as you'll find during this conversation. So I gave up my corporate career. I went back to school. I went to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, where I got a one-year health coaching certificate. I didn't have time to get another degree. I already had two. So when I graduated, I taught I put my own curriculum together and I taught plant-based nutrition at corporations, hospitals for free, anywhere that anyone would basically let